going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some more Monster Legends. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and show your support. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright guys, there's some new stuff going on. This new deal here, obviously a precursor to the relics. They're going to apparently be launched pretty soon, it says. Sell week's going on, so a great time to be trading with your pals. Get some of those hot sales going on, get some crafting doing, get some ranking up happening. A lot of good stuff going on there. The breeding event, it does not say that it's active right now, but it does show you the combo. So I'm not a hundo sure on that. There's no like end time, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe it's a thing, maybe it's not. We'll see. And then I guess water and fire team wars are now a thing with epics. That'll be okay, I guess. I'm fine with those. And then those are expensive, apparently like 50 gems a piece to buy those, so probably don't buy those unless you're really into those decorations. And then the VIP days obviously still going on. But today, the idea is to do the analysis of Keithor and Metalisha, because those are the two new monsters in the Metalband island. I could do one on Metalhead as well, I guess, but I'm not going to, because he's old. Everybody's already seen him, probably. If I ever get one, I'll probably do an analysis on him when I level him up. But for nowsies, it's just going to be those two. So we're going to gather all this loot up real quick, and then we're going to jump into the analysis. Alright, so let's jump in and talk about these dudes a little bit. Alright guys, so here we are at Keithor, the new Dark Monster. We're going to start with him because you do get him first, and if you're a free-to-play player, you're not getting Metalisha, so you might as well hear about him first, right? That's right. So we're going to do this like normal, going through the stats, the skills, all that good jazz, kind of talk a little bit about him, and I'll move on and talk about Metalisha. Alright, so first up, let's go through his statisticals. His power is 3,399, so not like super high power stat, but in this guy's case, his power stat really isn't that important, and we'll talk about that in a little bit too. His life stat is huge, 35,588, so that's pretty much tank life right there. He can take a punch. This guy can absolutely take a punch, and he's very good at doing it. Now, his speed is a little bit low, 3,377, but he's not a denial-based monster. He's not even really a damage dealer either. So his speed isn't a humongous issue, and it's actually kind of nice if he goes later, due to the fact that all of his skills kind of heal, and being able to heal is nice when you go after they've taken damage, right? Right. So, moving down, we've got his max gold per minute, 155. That sucks a big one, so we're not going to hang around on it. His trait, immune to possession. For the dark category, not a bad trait to have. There are a lot of dark possessors out there. Again, throat. You know, hardened probably be a little bit better for him and stuff like that. But really, any kind of trait that gives you immunity to crowd control is always nice. So that's always nice to have. Alright, he is in 2 books, the Underworld and the Evil Legion. Not to mention he is a dark monster, so that's 3 spots in war. So that's not bad. He's not like crazy out there with like tons and tons of spots, but 3 spots is not a bad deal. Alright, moving on down to his special skill, we've got jamming on the ceiling. He jams on the ceiling, peeps. This is going to give your entire ally team a 100% shield and heal them by 100% of their life. So it's not just a reset of your life, but it also gives you pretty much double life because you get 100% shield as well. Going to be very annoying to fight somebody like this without having someone like, you know, the warrior who can break shields with a skill and stuff like that. So definitely a good special skill. Very, very supportive. My throat, peeps. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Alright, anyways. So his skills over here, the Eternal Solo. This is an interesting skill. I haven't seen a lot that have skills like this. I think Cyan Nathura has a little bit something like this, but not near as powerful. This is going to be a 50% self-heal, and it gives him an extra turn. So this can really help turn the tide of battle, especially if you've got this guy taunting. Like, we'll get to that in a second. That's one of his skills. But if he's low on health, he can pop this and bring back half his life, plus he has 2 other healing skills you can pop as well to really top him off and his team. So very, very solid healer. Really nice to have a self-buff heal like that also gives you an extra turn. Alright, moving over, we have the Smells Like Protection. This is going to be much like General Autumn here, with a 100% shield to all your allies. Only costs 10 stamina. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but that's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Those huge shields like that are very, very, very annoying to deal with, unless you have something that can, you know, wipe off positive effects or shield breakers like the warrior. So really solid supporting skill there. Absolutely great. You're probably going to want to take that one. Moving over, bring the roof down. He's going to bring down the roof, peeps. It's a single target attack that does 30 damage, but it heals the entire team by 30%. Now, that might be mislabeled. I don't like to speculate too much on things like this without actually having the monster. I don't have him yet. So that might be a single target heal on himself, heals himself by 30%, but it could be as listed and it says, and it could heal your entire team. If it heals your entire team, that is a very good skill you're going to want to take, because not only is it a little bit of support for your team, it does a little bit of damage too. Alright, moving down, we've got the Drummer's Purge. This is going to be an AoE 30% heal that also removes all negative status effects from your team, and that is huge, okay? A heal is nice on its face, it's always nice, but being able to remove negative status effects at the same time is great. Really counters monsters like Learning, who can drop those nasty status effects on you, like Poison, Burn, and Stam Drain all at once. It's going to heal you back up from the damage you did take and wipe off those effects. So a very, very solid heal skill there. One you probably, definitely, I would say you're going to take it. It's amazing. All right, moving over, we've got the Group Performance. I left this in here in case you want to get a little more damage out of him, and if you want to use him more in an offensive supporting capability, because he doesn't have a lot of heavy damage, and he shouldn't be run as a damage dealer, but this gives him some damage, but it also, if the wording is correct down here, it should strip all of the positive effects from the enemy team. Now, if it's just on one monster, it's kind of mediocre, still not bad, be able to strip some positive effects, but to be able to strip positive effects from the entire team is very nice, very handy to have that. It's more of an offensive-based support move, but it's not bad because he has a lot of defensive-based supporting moves already. Alright, moving over, the last skill I put on here, the Pretender. It's going to be a self-heal by 20%, and it's going to apply Taunt to himself. So as you can see, he can run in a tanking role as well for support, and with his high base life stat, he probably is going to be pretty good at it. Plus, he can heal himself a freaking butt ton, so he's very hard to kill. Now, what do you want to run this guy as? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say it. He does have a 65 power, 0 cooldown dark damage attack, but I would not run this guy as a damage dealer. Because he has two big weaknesses in a damage dealer. Alright, he does not have any AoE damage, and he has no special base damage. So both of those are very big weaknesses in a damage dealer, so I think it's his weakest role. I definitely would not run him that way. Alright, you can run this guy as a tank, so you can run some life runes on him, maybe some team speeds as well, to help buff your team speed a little bit, or you can go straight life runes on him. His biggest weaknesses as a tank is he doesn't have a really good trait for tanking. Usually the mountain trait makes a very good tank, can't be stunned or frozen. Warthak would make a crazy tank because you can't freeze, stun, or possess that guy. But, like I'm saying here, he doesn't have the best trait for tanking, so I think he's best run in a support role. Now, you can still tank a little bit with your support, but don't make it his main function. So you could have a life rune on this guy in 2 team speeds, so he can tank a little bit if he has to with that taunt skill, but he can also heal everybody up and still give the speed boost to your allies. So, definitely an interesting monster, a very good, the only dark support I can really think of off the top of my head, so that I guess kind of de facto makes him the best dark support monster. So actually a really good one to get, and everyone should be able to get this guy out of the event because he's one of the first legends you get. Really cool monster, you're probably going to like playing around with him. So that's Keithor, and now we got to move on to Metalisha. Alright, so here we are at Metalisha. Now I'm actually kind of surprised, I did get a lot of people saying this wasn't a very good monster. Oh, she sucks, she ignites her team, she's horrible, why would you ever want her? And I think those people kind of jumped the gun and talked a little bit too fast, because this monster here is an absolute beast, in my opinion. You're definitely going to want one. She's crazy. Alright, so first up, let's jump into her stats. Her power stats, only 3,201. Not important. Her role is mainly denial / support. She's not a damage dealer. Okay, power doesn't matter to her. Her life stat is a little bit scary low. 25,334. Does put her in one-shot territory. She can be hit pretty easy and die, which is kind of rough, but that speed stat, 3,542. One of the fastest speeds in the game, and it outspeeds monsters like Krampus and Disaster, 2 of the fastest denial monsters there is. So, really amazing speed stat there, and we'll talk about her skills a little bit later. That she can really put some stuff out, man. It's crazy. Alright, so her max gold per minute, 244. Nothing really special there. It's gold per minute, peeps. Alright, trait Hardened. Actually a really good trait. A lot of people undersell it, but being able to dodge stuns, freeze, possesses, burns, all that crap 20% of the time is very nice. It's very annoying to fight monsters with that trait, and it's much better than traits like Demise has. Immunity to instant death. No one really cares about that. It's not a huge deal. But right here, really solid trait for what she does. Plus, with her high speed, she's probably going to go first anyway. Anyways, moving over to her books, she is in 3 different books, the Evil Legion, Underworld, and Female, not to mention she's also a fire, which is crazy. She's like the first really, well, Fire Ian is not a bad fire support either, but this chick is a crazy fire support. Pretty nuts. Alright, moving down to her special skill. If you get this special skill, you pretty much have won the battle every time. There is no reason that you do not win, if it stays as listed, because this right here is the most OP special I've read in-game so far. This is not only going to give all your team an extra turn, removes all control status effects from them, so if they got frozen or stunned or possessed, it gets rid of that, plus it gives them double damage. So every one of your team members get an extra turn, and they all get double damage. That is absolutely stupid. So crazy on the damage front. If she gets her extra turn twice, like if she pops that then gets her extra turn, you can stack some insane damage on somebody. It's going to be crazy. Alright, so moving over to her skills, we got Find and Destroy. This is going to apply Taunt to one ally. I left this in here because it can be very useful. There are some monsters in the game that don't have taunts that could really benefit from one. Case in point, something like General Autumn. If you cast Hard as a Rock with General Autumn, he doesn't have Taunt, but he does have 100% reflect damage. So if you put a taunt on him as well, that's going to make him reflect all that damage, and he's taunting. So very strong for him. Monsters like Vanitas, like I did a video on him yesterday, I think. 3-turn Mirror Mirror, but no taunt. So you can put taunt on him. He's going to be reflecting almost every attack back. It's going to get pretty crazy. Alright, just wanted to leave that in there. So moving over, we've got the Enter Damage Man. This removes all control effects from your allies, or from the ally. It's a single ally skill. And it gives him triple damage. That's pretty nuts. Now, I'm believing it's read correctly, that it's not removes negative effects, even though it would do the same thing. I do believe it's only removing control-based effects. So stuns, freezes, possesses, etc. Maybe slow and haste might be listed in that. Oh, haste probably wouldn't be, but slow. Those are kind of control effects, so those will be what's removed. Which is not bad. If your teammate got possessed, that'll be very nice to put that on him so that he actually can, deal damage not to your own teammates. Plus it's triple damage, so like I said, if you get her special and she gets to cast another skill, putting triple damage on somebody with double damage already does stack, and that monster's going to hit freakishly hard. Crazy, pretty much one-shot everything. Alright, moving over, we've got one more song. This is going to be a single target revive for your team. It's only 50% life. Now, I don't know if it's like the Undertaker where it's labeled incorrectly. They were saying the Undertaker does have a 100% res. I don't know if that's a bug and it's going to get nerfed, or if the cooldown will get raised. I don't know. But for right now, it's saying this is a 50% revive, which is not bad for a support monster at all, especially not a really fast one. So, kind of iffy if you want to take that. You don't have to. You can run her more as a damage booster than a revive monster, but up to you. Wanted to leave it in there because it does have potential. Alright, moving down, Moth into Flame. Now, this skill right here caught a lot of flack. Alright, they're saying, this sucks, Demise is way better, Samuel's way better because they give damage boosts, they don't ignite your team. And in a way, that is true. Okay, the Ignite does kind of blow. It is going to be a 40% life reduction for whatever monster you put it on. But remember, there are monsters that are immune to Ignite. I think there's only one. Nadiel, the Pyromancer, whatnot, that guy, he's immune to Ignite. So you can cast this on him with no side effect at all. Not to mention, any monster with Hardened or Bulwark can dodge this. So monsters like Xyla and Voltaic that really benefit from getting the first turn, even if it does 40% of their life, they're still probably going to kill the entire enemy team before that even makes a difference to them, you know what I'm saying? Because Xyla may very well dodge the Ignite with Bulwark, and Voltaic with Hardened can also dodge it and just get the extra turn. With that speed being so high, he's likely going to get that extra turn before someone using a Demise. So, very interesting there. Just wanted to point that out. It's not as terrible as it sounds. It's definitely not great, but it does have its uses. Alright, moving over, the Puppetmaster. This is going to be a removes all control effects from your allies and gives all of your allies double damage. Very strong, but again, not as strong because of her high speed. Generally, since her speed's so high, the enemy's going to go after you, so removing their control effects before their turn, before they actually have a control effect on them, isn't going to do much for you. Kind of iffy there. It would have been better if she'd been slower for this one to actually make more sense, but not a terrible skill because AoE double damage, so that's never bad. Alright, moving over one more time, we've got the Fiery Solo. I left this in here just because it's a single target Ignite. Does work really well on bosses if you want to use her in that kind of sense. Putting Ignite on a boss is always nice. She does have a couple more skills I left off. An AoE Burn, it's only like 30 or 35 power. She's not a damage dealer, so I left it off because that's not really her role. And she had an AoE Daze, which I thought about putting in because, Daze is a moderate control effect and it can really screw people over. but I didn't decide to put it in the take. So there are 2 other skills that are possibles. I just didn't leave them in here. So how do you want to run your Metalisha? Now, because of her skill set, she can be run in one of 2 places. She's not a damage dealer at all. Do not run her as one. That's a bad idea. She can run as Denial, much like Demise can. You can throw 3 speed on this monster. She will be incredibly fast, and she's going to be able to, deny the enemy team by giving one of your monsters extra turn, albeit with Ignite attached to it. So she can be run in Denial, and it is a very strong suit for her, but she can also be run as straight support with 3 team speeds or even 1 speed and 2 team speeds to really capitalize on her high base speed. Running her in a support role is going to be much stronger for your team due to the fact that if she does dodge like an AoE Possess, Freeze, or Stun because of Hardened, she can rip off everybody else's control effects, and because of her high base speed, she will go second in your turn order. Your Denial will go first, and she will absolutely go second, unless you've got a crazy high speed rune on your damage dealer for some reason. But that's always nice. Being able, if she dodges those skills, she can strip off the control effects. Not only does she strip off the control effects, but she can give somebody triple damage or the entire team double damage. So a very, very, very solid support role. I would say 3 team speed's not bad if you're running team speed on your damage dealer, but if you have a speed rune on your damage dealer, you're going to want 1 speed rune on her as well, so that she's guaranteed to go before him, so that she can strip off any control effects he did pick up. But that's the 2 roles I would run her as. Nothing else is really acceptable in my opinion. So there you go, guys. That is Metalisha, and now it's time to jump back. Alright, guys, so there is your analysis on the Metalband Island, Keithor and Metalisha. Both actually really good monsters. A lot of people were talking crap on Metalisha, don't really see why, but there it is, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos, don't forget to leave those in the down there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you liked the video, please make sure you smash that thumbs up button to show your support, and I will see you guys next time.